question. So I guess we can just start by just telling us like how you met and just kind of like I guess your story, pretty much.
Want to take this one?
How about you? You always make it funny.
Church.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was actually fresh out of high school. Came to this church. Didn't meet until after my first deliverance meeting, and yeah, I had a conversation with God because I was like a young cat looking for a serious relationship at a very serious age. I've always just kind of had that head about me because grew up in a household where father wasn't really there, but had to be a bigger man to step up. So yeah, I met her there. I remember having a conversation with God and saying, "Hey, look," I was like, straight up, if this next one ain't the one, you got to deal with me being a gigolo.
Wow. We met online through my neighbor's little brother. He was friends with his cousin that lives in Gardner, Kansas, and he's from Arkansas. And I don't know, we just met online. He asked, did you ask me?
This is back in the AOL Instant Messenger days, age, sex, location, send me your picture. So that's how we started talking. Yeah, old school.
Yeah. So he was asking him, do you have any friends his age? And so I think that's how it all started.
Yeah, pretty much, it's kind of keeping my options open, seeing who was available.
Whatever. We were just friends at first, but yeah.
We were staying in Leverton Hall at Missouri Western, and he said he was excited to know that my best friend's brother was his roommate, because that would mean that I would be coming down to the room a lot more. And what usually happened is my best friend lived on one end of the hallway. He lived all the way on the other end. She was the first room on the hallway. He was the last room. It's like 20 rooms in between. And every time I would walk out of that room, I would see him. And I'm like, oh, he's tall, dark, and handsome. I like him, And then I would always try to turn around and walk the other way, and I would see him. But I would never turn all the way around because I didn't want to look at my booty. So, and he would just literally walk backwards. This hallway was long as a mug. Like, it was one of those hallways where the more you walk, the smaller the person get. It was a really long hallway. And he would literally walk backwards all the way to his room. I just honoring. Well, walk backwards all the way to his room until I got to the little common area or whatever. And I would always be walking sideways because, like I said, I didn't want that. I don't want that problems.
It's always a funny one. I say it's a funny one because a lot of people don't really truly understand it. And, of course, when you listen to it, you're just like, she kind of shady. But, I've kind of accepted, hey, it is what it is. And this is us. Yeah. But I had went to Northwest for college, Northwest Missouri State, and his ex-girlfriend also attended there, and we partied in the same circle. And at the time they were dating. I didn't really know him, of course when she was talking to him or whatever, I didn't know him. We'll say hi or whatever if they were talking, but that was pretty much it. Then like 3 years later, we had message each other on Facebook. Like we would see each other out and stuff like that, but it wasn't really a conversation or anything. But yeah, 3 years later, he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm fine. How are you?" And at this time, I thought he was still with the girl, but he was like, "No, we're not together anymore." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Well, I'm not in my relationship either." And so after that, he told me to text him, and the rest is history.
Player status.
Negative.
Okay, it's the honest truth. We met on Prospect. I was driving. She went to Lincoln High School, and Lincoln High School is around like right off of 22nd, a little west of 22nd in Brooklyn, 23rd in Brooklyn, 22nd in Brooklyn. And she used to take that route 22nd all the way home to her house. And I lived on 22nd and Park, one block east of Brooklyn. So I'm driving, and I see her walking, and I'm young, I'm a little player boy, so I turn around, I see her, and I got my little Mustang with my top off. So I hear her whip around, and I see her, and I jump out, And she's the little innocent backpack girl walking home from school. And I'm just trying to impress, and she is so unimpressed. Like, this ain't even my style. You seem kind of corny. But she had this cousin with her that was just so impressed with me. Like, girl, that's your girl. You better talk to him. I said, thank you, Charlize. And Charlize was like, after that, she kind of, after she gave me the number, I just wooed her away after that. I couldn't leave her alone after that. But I seen her walking like, hey, you see her? And her up and turned around and doubled back. But yeah, she really wasn't messing with me until a few text messages. And like, I'm a good guy. I'm not just what you thought.
I mean, I remember it was my 4th week being at the church, and I must have seen her, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's like, oh. I said it to my friend in church. I was like, Kennard, that's gonna be my wife right there.
Oh,
and,
wow.
I mean, the rest of it was just pursuit. And yeah, so.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
This man joined the praise team. Not that he could. He can sing. He actually is now the minister of music.
Oh, wow.
At that time, he had joined the praise. I was like,
it's for the wrong reason, but I got my heart.
Yeah.
I was like, what is up? And he's like, and I'm so oblivious because I've been like, how can you say, purpose single? So my mind was like,
Yeah, focus,
focused. I wasn't even thinking about him at all, to be honest. And when he introduced himself, I was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Because I'm also first family in my church, so my brother is actually our pastor.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, because I meet a lot of people. I'm like, okay, hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Have a good day. And so then he must have joined the praise team, and some years went by, and then finally he was like, I want to go out with you.
We had like a mutual friend, and he was like, trying to push us together, but I was like, hey, look, I was like, he's like, are you serious about the relationship? And I was like, of course I'm serious about the relationship. He was like, well, then you need to quit beating around the bush, and you need to be straight up. And I was like, okay, well. Next thing you know, I was at her door early in the morning with fresh pancakes.
Yes.
That'll steal anybody's heart.
I was like,
Our first initial time meeting, though, she stood me up because we were supposed to meet at the mall, and like I went there, and like I came from Arkansas, so it wasn't like a close drive, and then I showed up, and I was like, she's not there.
This is before cell phones, so I couldn't like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be there or whatever. So, but my parents were strict, or I was scared of my parents, saying stuff. And this is my first, meeting with some strange guy from online. And I think I was at my brother's house. I don't remember what we were doing, but I did go to the mall, but it wasn't at the time that he said that we would go. And then we finally were online. He was like, I went to the mall, blah, blah, blah. Well, we finally met that night, but I don't know. We were just friends. He was really interested in my friend at the time. So we were just friends in the beginning. And then, I don't know, I think because I was so busy with school, playing volleyball, doing all that stuff, I really wasn't looking for anyone, And so I was working, and when we talked, it was at the time convenient, but then as you talk to someone more and more and get to know them, and I feel like because we were long distance, we were able to connect better than if you were to be like in the same city, so you appreciate the time that you're with them when you're not, with them. So I think that's why we were able to connect at a deeper level than someone who's like dating close by. So
it was some dance or something at the school.
It was like a little night of elegance thing.
Night of elegance, yeah. And we wasn't going together yet, but after that, I told him, I said, look, I don't know what your definition of dating is, but I said I don't date. First off, I don't date, and if I did date, I don't date like other people. You call me your girlfriend. Is we together or not? I don't do that. Kiss 3 dates and all the rules and stuff. I don't do that stuff. So, am I your girlfriend? He like, yeah, you my girlfriend. And I'm like, okay, so we together, and it was defined from there. And what you do when you get with somebody and y'all talk and y'all say this is what it is, you get rid of everybody else. Anybody you're talking to, anybody who's looking at you, you quit looking at them, and you just going about your business, and we be about each other. So we met each other in Leverton Hall. He asked me to be his girl. I said, yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah.
So.
It was truly one of the things where it was the least expected person that I thought that I would be with. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that?
Because it was Danae. It was just, I didn't look at her no other way. You know, it was just like, oh, that's Danae. Cool. Mm-hmm. You know, people that I was cool with back when, you know, thought I did this on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was always trying to fight. Like, no, listen, I didn't. You know, this was seriously, this came out of nowhere. Like, you know, but it was a point where I was like, man, I don't have to explain it to him anymore. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. I knew it was out the blue, but yeah, it's like I knew it was something more. I knew I wanted her when it was my birthday. You know, we went out me and my boys was out for my birthday, and I think it was at Club Skyline, I think. And I seen her like through the crowd. I'm like, dang, there go Danae. You know, she's standing all tall with these heels on. She had her little color in her. I'm like, dang, boy, she looking, you know, she looking cool. So we hugged, and I got dizzy, and I was like, oh gosh, man, I think I like this girl, you know. And from there, you know, that's when I hit her up on Facebook, and here we are, 5 years later. You know?
That's funny. Because even in that encounter, I was just like, oh man, he takes time. How you doing? But he had like this life altering moment. I'm just like, yay.
Not paying me no attention.
I had mine later though. I had mine later when I seen him, and I was just like, huh, cool.
How did you know that she was the one?
Oh man, like, so we dated for upwards of 10 years, on and off, most of the time on, 95% of the time on, before I like finally just stopped. I was, like I said, I was young, I was an athlete, I went to college, became a frat boy, so you deal with everything that comes with that. So a lot of silliness, a lot of lying, a lot of drama. And I remember finally in like 2015 realizing like, okay, God, like it was a lot going on in my life at that point. Like my dad had just passed a year and a half prior. And God, I was at a point in my life where God was really like, okay, making it uncomfortable. Like I lost my job. Like she got to the point where she was like, okay, I'm about to leave. Like I'm about to date somebody else. I'm tired of this. I'm at an age where I don't want this anymore. Like what you've done all these years, I'm not tolerating anymore. And I just got to a point, it was just like, okay, I remember praying, asking God, like, okay, I want to be better. Who to be with? Who do I need to be with that's gonna make me like be able to handle a marriage? And I remember just thinking to myself, who can I not live without? Like out of all these people around me, if I didn't have her, would it drive me crazy? Like I just wouldn't be able to. If I seen them with somebody else, I would die. Like, and it was like I had to have her. Like at that very point, like every other DM, everything else just didn't matter anymore. Like I'm like, don't talk to me. I got a girlfriend. Like I was just marking them off like crazy. Like if I'm gonna do this right, if I'm gonna turn my life around, if I want God to bless me, and I want to do this right, and I want to treat her right, and she deserves it from waiting this many years for this really whack God that she's in love with and tolerating so much. Like you gotta go hard, and I just knew at that point, like it's her. Like she was the most purest thing to me at that point, like most beautiful thing that I knew, and I just like, that's just what I want. And at that point, it was like no turning back, like day and night. The next day was just completely different for me. It seemed like it just different.
I think I realized that she was my wife within a year of us being boyfriend and girlfriend. You know, I realized that I actually wanted to propose. You know, a year after we became boyfriend and girlfriend. But the only reason I waited was because I said, okay, well, I'll wait till I graduate college before I propose. And which, looking back, I might as well have just done it. But yeah, I knew within a year I wanted to marry her because she just always made me happy. And I also knew she was a Christian. I knew she grew up in a I knew her mother was a strong Christian woman, her mother and her grandmothers. Also, she met my grandmother a year after we got together, like 6 months after we got together, and my grandmother didn't say one bad thing about her, so I knew for a fact.
And let me tell you, when I met his grandma ain't, my grandma, my grandma's make snow angels last week. she one of them young things, don't cook or nothing. Listen, his grandma is the old school cornbread from scratch grandma. Let me tell you, when I met this woman, I had on all white. I had on a shirt that said Hottie. It wasn't much shirt. It had one sleeve, one strap. Belly was out. Skirt was short. And I had on some flip flops. And I had super long legs. My hair was all out, all kind of stuff. Old school grandma. And she still saw me for who I was. Even though I was not the presentable girlfriend, I was the one that your mama warned you about by my looks. But that's why you need old people in your life for wisdom, because they can see through all the foolishness and they can be like, you know what? I see you, I like you, because it's something on the inside.
He was definitely something that I've never seen before. He was always passionate about, you know, his sons, and he was always passionate about Christ, even though he was an idiot, honestly. But you knew that he was raised correctly, and you knew that he had a passion for, you know, Christ. So that was what drew me to him in the beginning, and after, you know, he proposed to me, it was pretty much still a man that I've never seen. He pretty much went from this person to something that I've really never ever seen before, and it was pretty amazing just to see that transformation from somebody, you know, that I had pretty much known most of my life. So that's what made me know that he was the one.
How he cared and protected me. Like, I've never had anybody do that. And firsthand, it's just like, oh, why you all up in my space? Why you checking for me? But he truly cares about my well-being, and I've never had that with anybody that I've ever dated. So I knew that I couldn't get rid of him.
Throughout the relationships I had, it was only one person, you know, which was my ex, and I was like, oh, you know, I want to get married to her. You know what I'm saying? But then after that relationship had ended, it was just like I wasn't thinking about it no more. It was just like girls I would talk to, I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't even thinking about relationships. It was just talking to people, you know. But then when Danae came around, I noticed that my life never went down. I only kept going, getting better and better and better and better. And I'm like, dang, man, this, you know, she taught me how to communicate. I was not a communicator because I wasn't brought up around that. I was brought up around argue, you get beat, we don't talk, and we come back the next day. You know, I never put my hand on a woman, but it's just I didn't talk. You know, we could be sitting in the same room, but it's like we're in two different countries. You know, but when she came around, it's just all that changed. My life just kept getting better and better and better, and I'm just like, man, like I you know, I could see myself going somewhere further with this, and we got closer to God and everything like that. So that's when everything lined up for me.
Yeah.
And she fun too. So yeah.
Yeah, he's easy on the eyes too.
After you get married and then go on your honeymoon. Explosive, you know. That's the only way I can describe it.
But we did the courtship process. We didn't kiss before we got married.
If you have sex with somebody for the rest of your life, you want him to bless that. You want him to help bless the home and the relationship and the marriage and keep it enriched in the sex life.
Imagine when you're doing it, that God is sitting right there at the end of your bed watching y'all. And right then and there, it was just like, yeah, we got to stop.